Hi YouTube family, welcome back to Charmaine's Kitchen. A pleasant good afternoon to each and every one of you. If you're new to my channel, I want to welcome you to my channel and I want to wish everyone a warm Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. So the girl decided that she's going to bake her black cake today, and I want to walk you through the step of this simple form of baking a black cake. I know some of us don't have the time to soak our fruits 1 year, 6 months or months ahead. I can assure you that you can still have black cake without soaking ahead of time. Come on down and check this recipe out. This is always a winner for me and it always come in handy. Let's go. So my friends, here is all the main things you need for the black cake. I have some currants and I'm weighing my fruits before adding them to the cake. One of the main things to do when baking a cake or any baked goods, make sure you weigh or measure correctly to get the best results. So here I have my raisins. Over here I'm using some prunes. And I'm not using a lot of the prunes because prunes is very sticky. We want to have a little bit stickiness in the cake, but not overpowering. So my main fruits that I'm using is the currants, I have raisins, and I have prunes. And over here is my fruity wine. You need a nice dark wine to soak the fruits. I don't make the rum cake because that's too much strong alcohol for my family, so I use a very mild fruity wine. So let me show you how you prepare this. You might say, you know what, how is she gonna turn that to a black cake so quickly? Let me show you exactly how we do this. So now I'm gonna add my raisins to the pot. I'm gonna add the prunes. And I'm adding my currants now. I'm making a double batch of black cake, but I'm gonna leave the recipe for 1 pound of black cake. And now what we have to do, we're gonna go in with the wine. And if you're using rum or brandy, this is the same time you're gonna add it. So we're gonna go in with this nice big bottle of wine. We're gonna soak the fruits a little. And then I'm gonna come back to it and steam the fruits. You can steam it now if you like, but I have something to do, so I'm gonna leave it in the wine to soften up a little before I start steaming it. So this whole bottle of wine I add to the fruits. This whole bottle of wine, and you'll see once the fruit taking all that liquid, it's gonna become nice and plump and juicy with all the wine. So we'll come back. Like I mentioned, you can steam the fruit right now, but I have something to do, so I'm gonna leave the wine into the pot with the fruits, and then we will come back to steam it in a few minutes. So my friends, after soaking our fruits for a little while, you can see that they already start getting plump. But once I warm up these raisins and fruits in here, you're gonna see how nice it's gonna get. So let me start my stove. We're gonna warm up that wine, and these fruits are gonna get nice and soft and juicy and plumped. And then we're gonna get down to baking our black cake. So this is one quick and easy way of making your black cake if you don't have already soaked fruits. So our fruits are boiling up. How hot it is right now, and I can feel from when I turn it how nice and soft it become. I still have a lot of wine in there, and that liquid is gonna help me to blend it up. You can blend it chunky, you can blend it smooth, you can blend it with the texture that you love to eat your black cake with. So I'm gonna go ahead now and let it sit in this heat for a little bit more, maybe 5 more minutes before I turn my stove off, and then set it aside to blend. So while my fruit is still on the stove, hubby's breaking up some walnuts for me. We're gonna add it in maybe 1 pan of the cake because not everybody like nuts in their cake. So I'm gonna do 1 pan with nut for us. Just about 3 and 3, 6 and 3, 9, 10, 11. About 12 walnuts in 1 pan for me and hubby. And if we have anyone who like nuts in their cake. So I just turned my stove off. I'm gonna let the fruits cool down a little before I start blending it. And then we will start mixing up everything together. So look how nice and soft the fruit is looking, and there is still wine in the pot. I'm gonna go ahead now and start blend it up to a nice texture that we like. So we're blending them in small batches, and as you can see, there is still a little bit of chunkiness in here. Sometimes I go smooth, sometimes I do it a little bit chunky. So in one batch, I would do smooth, another one chunky. So in the puree, I will have like different texture. During Christmas time, hubby and I always bake together. He loved to help with mixing the cake. And something that he liked to do is making the ginger beer. I always leave that up to him to make. So my friends, look how beautiful the fruit is. You wouldn't even know this is not soaked for 6 months or a year. It is done perfectly. It saves you that time. And if you forget 1 year, you can always still make a nice good black cake. We did some chunky and some smooth, so we have different combination of texture. And now we're gonna start mixing up. This is a double batch, but I'm gonna give you the measurement for 1 batch, which will give you like 3 nice size of cake. And you can see that it's still moist with the 1 bottle of wine that I add to it. If you want, you can add more wine, but I will add some more to make it a little bit more on the moist side. It is moist, like you can bake the cake as it is here. Let me know, for all my Canadian viewers, what you think if I start taking orders for black cake next year. Let me know how many of you will be interested. And please remember to check the link below for non-alcohol black cake recipes. So I just break the eggs in a bowl and I took out all the impurities. I like to add dried orange peel in my cake or the egg mixture. You can also use lemon zest, but I'm gonna grate some dried orange peel that I usually save from summer into my egg to remove that rankness and give it a nice orange flavor. So with the fine side of the grater, you're gonna go in and just grate your orange zest. So hubby's mixing up the sugar and the butter, and we're using brown sugar for this cake. It brings out a nice flavor and a beautiful color as well. Once the sugar is completely melted, we're gonna start adding more ingredients. So remember to scoop up the sides, so all the sugar that's stuck to the side of the mixer, they can also melt. So every once in a while, just scoop up the side and make sure everything is mixing. While we're mixing, we're gonna add eggs a little bit at a time until our batter is fully creamed. So we're gonna go in and add some more eggs. We're going a little bit at a time. And for this cake, we're making a pound of black cake. We did 1 pound of butter, 1 pound of sugar. We're gonna do 1 pound of flour. You can do 8 eggs or 12 eggs. It's up to you. It depends on what size the eggs are. Today I have large eggs, so I'm using 8. If you have small eggs, you can use more. And for black cake, you don't have to really worry about the cake swelling up because black cake doesn't swell too much. And make sure that you have enough fruits for this cake, because if you don't add in enough, you're gonna end up with a fruit cake. So with that measurement, we're gonna add 3 pounds of fruits altogether. You can add a little bit more, but you want to make sure that you have enough fruits to make it rich, delicious, and really, really fruity. So in the flour, I just weigh my flour, and like I mentioned earlier, make sure you have your right measurement and you will get the best results. So I'm going in with my baking powder into the flour. I'm gonna grate my nutmeg right into the flour and baking powder. And I wanna go in here with a nice amount so we can build a beautiful flavor for our black cake. Now I'm gonna go in with some cinnamon powder. So before I used to use the ground allspice, and now I find a cake mix spice, so I'm gonna use this instead of the ground allspice because this one have all the cake spices. I'm going in with half of a teaspoon, and I want to smell how this is. Wow, smell it, like clove and some nice spices. Amazing smells. So if you guys find this is the Irie brand. It is very nice for your black cake, and I got this from the Charlie's West Indian store. I'm sure all the other West Indian store have them as well. So we're gonna go in now and sift our flour and the dry ingredients into the batter. And we're just gonna gently sift it into here, and then hubby's gonna mix all up for me after. So we just added the flour to the batter, and we're gonna mix slowly so the flour doesn't fly all over. And hubby is putting in the cake mixture into the fruits, and we're gonna mix it up. In the meantime, my oven is warming up and Natalie is greasing all the pan. So we're gonna go ahead and mix that fruits into the egg, the sugar, and the flour, and all that spices and everything. And I'm gonna go in with my browning to give the cake its beautiful color. Remember, when you're adding browning, don't add too much, add a little, and just mix and check to see the color you like, because when it finishes baking, it's gonna have a different color, one. And number two, if you add too much, you're gonna end up with a bitter cake. So now we're gonna go in with our browning, and we're gonna add 1 tablespoon. This is gravy browning. It can use to make cake, and it can also use for stews and things like that. So let's try this tablespoon. We're gonna mix and check it out. So I'm gonna taste it to see how it tastes, if there is enough sugar and flavor. Oh my goodness. Wow, it is so delicious. All those spices. So my oven is ready. I'm gonna start putting them into my baking pan. I'm using these 9-inch pans. I'm not gonna go too far up. Little bit over half we're gonna do, and I'm making a huge big mess here. Let me see. I'm gonna dip it out. So we're gonna put enough, because this cake don't really swell, to be like 3/4 of the pan, like that. And it's gonna bake quickly. I have my oven to, you can put it to 340, 350. And this is gonna take like 45 minutes to 50 minutes. This is how much I full mine. I'm gonna go ahead and fold the rest out, and the last one I'm gonna add the nuts in there. So now I'm gonna go in with this pan and add my nuts, the walnuts in here. Remember, this is optional because not everybody likes nuts in their cake, but I'm doing it because hubby and I really do enjoy the walnuts in our black cake. So guys, today I finally finished work, and I didn't set up my Christmas tree yet because where my desk is, that's where I'm putting this Christmas tree. So I had to dismantle it this afternoon. So while my cake is baking in the oven, we're gonna go ahead and finish dressing our Christmas tree. We almost finished the entire house, but there's a few spots. My fireplace and my centerpiece, the kitchen table, and the Christmas tree is not done yet. So tonight I'm gonna go ahead and decorate the Christmas tree, put up another nativity, and see what I can finish while the cake is baking. So I'm just showing a sneak peek how we're putting up the tree, but once we're finished, we're gonna show you what it looks like. We always decorate the Christmas tree together, our entire family. Today, Matthew knew that the camera was going, so he didn't help too much. Dad helped us a little with the lights. The girls always help until the tree is complete, and we usually put on some Christmas music while we're doing this. Enjoy the nice vibes with the Christmas music and have so much fun and laughter. Let me know what you guys think about the Christmas tree once it was done.
Ta-da! Our tree.
The tree is done.
Christmas tree, so pretty.
I'm gonna do my next nativity now, and that's it for tonight, but I'm not completely done yet. I'm so happy with the end result. Thank you, Natalie. Everybody pitch in, Matthew, Dad, Jessica. So we're actually done with the tree. It looks nice without the light.
It looks so pretty, right?
Beautiful. Yep. So this nativity here is my first nativity I had, and this was one of my favorite nativity. I have two now, thanks to my friend Orlando who gave me the second one, but I love them both. And today I'm gonna put up this one. Let's see here. Yep. And this is our Joseph
And Mary.
and that's the Mary we have.
And then we have baby Jesus.
We have baby Jesus,
And
and
his
we have the
little-
manger here.
Yes, manger.
So I'm gonna put baby Jesus in here, and this is the reason for the season, so I can't forget this. And this is Joseph's staff,
There's staff. And this
so it goes right in his hand like that. And
this is
it's just the
candle.
light. Put the light at the back, because the star is what the shepherds, thank you Natalie, and the three wise men find them with. So this here is the bright star there. And let me see what else we have here. We're gonna decorate it a little, and then we're gonna put some lights on, and then show you guys when we're finished.
Yep. Three, two, one. Wow!
Wow! Check out our nativity.
It looks so
looking
pretty.
beautiful. And we have the second one. You can show them the second one after. So we did lots of stuff tonight. Let's go check on the cake. Remember, I did a double batch, so I had to take one set out and put another one in, but they're all done at the moment. So let's go down and show the end result of the cake. I'm gonna cut them in the morning.
3, 2, 1. Yay!
This is our second nativity, and this one have the three wise men, the shepherd, Mary and Joseph, and even some sheep in this one, and the donkey. And there's a camel here that came with the three wise men. So this one have more things. This is our newest one. So we have two, and I love them both.
Same. They look really pretty.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Remember the reason for the season. It's the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ. We're almost there. Look at our decorations that we complete so far. Sneak peek of what we did. It's coming along nicely. Nativity over there. The stairs, Christmas tree, and our other nativity here. The front door on the outside is decorated a little. We still have a little bit more to do in the hallway, and we're gonna be done soon. Ta-da! So 45 minutes to the exact, the cakes are done. Check how beautiful they look. I'm gonna put a toothpick inside to let you see that they are completely done, and then we're gonna add some wine on top, and we're gonna keep soaking them every 3 hours. So we're gonna go in the center because that's where most of the cake is, and when it come out clean like that, you know that the cake is done. So we're gonna start poking hole on the cake to add our wine. In this way, the wine is gonna soak in nicely into the cake. I'm gonna do that on this one as well. And we know our wine is gonna go in nicely. So we're gonna add our wine nicely on top, and it's gonna soak in eventually. We're gonna leave it to sit, and then we'll add some more later. We're gonna do the same for this one. And that's the same wine we use to bake the cake. I just opened a different bottle. And you wanna soak that cake well so it can have the beautiful flavor. Before we sample the cake, we have a birthday shout out going out to Sean. Birthday greetings are coming from your loving mom Bibi, the rest of the family, your uncle Riza, your friend Amir, and also our YouTube family. Enjoy! So we got 5 cakes out of my 2 batches. I use a large pan for this one, a large pan for this one. If I had used smaller pans, I would have gotten more, but I made 2 batches because I like to share for the holidays. So this is gonna be enough for us, plus I have to bake sponge cake as well. So let me dig into one and show you guys. To keep the cake, you can keep them in the baking dish if you don't have to use them back, and cover them up nicely, or you can wrap them up in parchment paper and leave them in your cold room or your countertop or somewhere nice where you keep all your baked goodies, and they will last for a very long time. So I'm gonna wrap up mine so they can keep moist. I'll soak them one more time. So let's dig into one and let you all know how it tastes, how it look, and what it feel like. So when you put the parchment paper at the bottom like this, it's easy to lift the cake up like that, and you just remove it. You can cut it, or you can wrap it up and store it, very easy. Because this is my nut black cake, I'm gonna go in for one without the nuts so the kids can have a piece. So we're gonna go in for this big one here. I'm gonna get it out of the pan. Let me just pass a knife around the edges and then flip it over. Just pass the knife quickly around the edges, and then we're gonna flip this over. I have parchment paper at the bottom. We also grease the pan before we add the batter inside. And that's how easy it came out. This is our parchment paper. Look how beautiful our cake is looking. And for some reason, the fold of the paper, you can slice it just as it is. And when you have the parchment paper, it comes out clean as one. And look, there is no burnt or anything on the bottom of the cake. Nice and clean, but make sure you brush it with butter before you bake it in. Natalie did all of that for us. And now it's time to dig in. The way it's cutting alone, I can tell it will be a beautiful cake. It is rich, it is decadent, it is really nice and have a good texture. I just can't wait to dig in. I'm so happy when I bake a cake and cut open to it and see that end result. That makes me so proud, so happy, because I know I'm sharing this recipe with others and I want them to feel the exact way that I am feeling when they cut open their cake. This is our beautiful cake. Look how nice it is, rich, very beautiful, and the smell of it with the wine is just absolutely amazing. So here is our black cake, you guys. If you try this recipe, look in here how nice. You will really, really enjoy it. You will love this cake. Let me cut another piece so we can get a wider opening here. This cake is very, very moist. It is rich and it is smelling very, very nice. Oh my God, look at this. So moist, right? So here it is, my friends. I'm gonna dig in now. You know, I can't do a video without letting you all know how this tastes. So it is nice and soft. It is moist. Come show them how when I'm breaking this cake. How beautiful, look at that. Very, very nice. You can see the fruits everywhere in the cake. And this mouthful goes to all my black cake lovers. Cheers. Black cake is my favorite cake. I can taste the wine in there. It is nice, it's moist. It is kind of sticky-ish, which is very nice. You know it's not gonna dry out, and that's from the prunes. And all that spices, you can see how soft it is. All that spices is coming through. Oh my God. I just love a black cake. I'm warming up some tea. I'm gonna have it with my tea. And I wish if you all can taste what I'm tasting. So Merry Christmas to you and your family. Happy baking. If you're looking for non-alcohol black cake recipe, I have one for grape juice cake. I have one for sorrel. And I also have for the wine version. And before I finish this video, I want to wish Sister Angela all the way from Trinidad, Angela Casey, happy belated birthday. She celebrated her birthday, I believe, on December the 19th or the 20th. I'm not 100% sure, but Sister Angela, we're sending you love from my family, the YouTube family, your brother Riza. We wish you many, many more happy, healthy birthdays to come. Cheers. See you in my next video.